off topic. Alfredo's popping off. Jeremy popped off right before we got here.
The doctor is in.
Dr. Dooley is in, and he's going to prescribe some shots. Who is you? I'm Michael.
Who is me?
I am Lindsay Jones.
Jeremy.
Jeremy, yeah, that's him. He's back. Alfredo Diaz, Fiona Nova.
Chungus.
Don't drive drunk. Even if you're not drunk, you're just buzzed. Don't drive.
Jeremy
Don't do
also
it.
another talking about, because you did do a couple, like, I don't know if they're out yet in any videos or whatever, but you did more
Soon.
like don't drink and drive ads. You also are constantly high all the time. You don't drive high either.
Yeah, that was one of them. Don't drive high. But it's like, there's a rhyme.
Yeah.
Like,
Drive high, get a DUI.
I overheard Jeremy the reading. He's like, I'm okay doing the drunk driving thing because, like, I get drunk.
I get drunk.
And I don't drive, but, like, I don't get high. Can I still do the don't get high and
I don't
drive?
know what it feels like to be high.
I feel like you
but
can still say don't do it.
I can still
You
say
know,
it.
It's like I've never taken meth. Can I really say don't take meth?
Okay, you're making great points. You're making great points, but I can speak more honestly about the don't drink and drive thing.
It's true. I did, like, you mentioned the rhymes when we were reading it, and you said, drive while high, and in my mind I went, you're gonna die. And when you were like, get a DUI, I'm like, oh, that's way less intense.
Way less intense.
But you could die.
You might
Still
die.
dangerous.
You should be
It's
more
very
worried about the
dangerous.
death than the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They, I get the reads for it, and they're in a certain order of like, this could happen, blah, blah, blah. And like the first one is always like, you could get injured, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, you could have a crash, you could get like legal expenses and stuff like that. And I always like read those ones first, and I go, but most importantly,
Yeah, you
let's
could
be real.
lose your life.
you or someone else is gonna get hurt or die.
That,
Like,
in my opinion, is the crazy difference between not drinking advertisements.
Don't eat ass
don't
and
do both.
drive.
But yeah, don't eat ass and drive. I mean,
That's
insane.
dangerous.
Although-
if you can do that.
if you can eat ass
It's
and drive,
possible.
it's impressive but very dangerous.
It's very.
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
do
how
it.
are you even looking through
Yes.
the window?
Tell me it's
Like
not
a
possible.
periscope.
How do you-
Tell me it's
Yeah.
not possible. You're
need to-
driving,
Tell me
the
it's not
missus just
possible.
pops it up,
Or
and then you
mister.
just go,
Or Mister.
Yeah.
you lean out.
For him,
Quickly.
it's a missus.
Quickly at a red light. What do you
Yes.
What do you want?
That
Quickly
we.
at a red light.
On a serious note too, and I've thought about this before, the comparison of commercials or advertisements for promoting not drinking and driving in comparison to like UK to here is night and day. So you guys talked about like, wow, that's not a focus on dying, it's a focus on other factors. I'm like, in America, they have to make that the focus because people just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
which
they
is
really don't. Gavin's
sad
mentioned that a bunch of
as
times before.
hell.
Yep.
It's
Both
pathetic.
about like drinking and driving and not wearing a seatbelt.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
It's like the catchphrase is like
click it or ticket.
click it or ticket. And he's like,
Yeah.
or die. Who gives a shit about the ticket?
It's really,
Who
it's
cares about a
really a
ticket?
good
You'll
point.
die. Who gives a fuck about a $50 ticket?
Yeah, everyone watching right now.
They're like, dude, I'll die. Fuck you. $50. All right.
You can
Yeah,
YouTube
I'm like, oh no, I'm not
YouTube a
spending that.
commercial from the UK promoting like
They're
being
brutal.
sober.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
but they
are
have
It's
to
like
be
a mangled corpse
yes.
in the
Yeah.
commercial.
Hey, you want a pack of cigarettes? And it's a guy like inside out.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
There's ones that I watched from Ireland, and it's horrible. It's like horrifying footage. It's horrifying interviews. People are mourning their
Oh,
loved
yeah,
ones that they've lost.
absolutely.
And then you cut to America, and it's like, oh, are you drunk, you silly bitch?
Yeah, like,
Don't you do
You're
it.
gonna get points on your license.
You're gonna get a night
$50
in the poke.
out of your wallet.
Can we get our
That's
shit
true.
together a little bit?
If
That's
you
all.
get pulled over with a DUI,
I
you're
gotta
gonna end up in jail, and Alfredo might eat your ass.
That's not happening.
Watch out.
Nah.
There was a video we shot the other day.
guilty.
It's probably a
I think it was
Minecraft or a
It was
GTA. And somebody is like, this is in the main room, and somebody's like into the mic, and Jack goes, Lindsay, Jesus. And someone goes, oh my God, was that Lindsay? She's like, yeah, it was me. And Jack goes, are you serious? I was joking. It was like out there.
We
It was 10
had
out of 10.
guests in the room.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I will
Dude,
say, like,
we
for
talked about
belching-
this on the stream we did the other day, but like Lindsay was out of control with those
All right,
guests in the
listen.
room.
Yeah.
It was.
First off, belching wise, I have so much power because I have a choir background, I have a heavy diaphragm that
That's
knows
what
how
it
to,
is.
you know, properly project.
Okay.
Two, that person was visiting for a pure achievement hunter
That's
experience.
fine.
And I don't know what.
gave
But
it
what?
to
Well,
them.
I,
Parents.
Yeah.
You know.
I think she told someone to suck her clit at
She
one point.
screamed at me to suck her clit.
Yeah.
And then they talked about, we had Daniel from Make-A-Wish here last week.
Yeah.
And he came into Achievement
super
Hunter,
nice,
and
so was
he was
his
super nice, and he was here with his family. And at one point, Lindsay screamed, suck my clit at me. And she also
That
announced...
was the one that right after I went, oh fuck, they're here.
The other one you didn't. The other one you announced, you brought in your scoop cake.
Yeah.
Which was like, she made a batch of cupcakes, but the icing was just like, it went
Yeah.
to shit.
Yeah.
I didn't have
So
enough thickening agent.
She ended up just like
Delicious,
mashing it up and making it into
was
a
banana.
cake.
So good.
It was really good, and Alec called it a scoop cake. So she was like, oh, scoop cake. So Fiona had some, and in the middle of the Minecraft episode,
Yeah.
Lindsay's like, I just got a Slack from Fiona. Fiona said the scoop cake was the best thing she's ever tasted, and she's tasted pussy.
Oh yeah, that is yeah.
And like I'm just sitting, and I just go, all right, and that's because his parents are sitting right behind me.
Yeah, that was what it was.
And I'm just
Here's
going.
the thing. I didn't think Lindsay was gonna
That's
say
not
that.
your
No,
fault.
it's not your fault, but you should know that's what's
I know,
gonna happen.
and
with
I'm
her.
not angry at
pretty
her.
good.
No, it's
You know,
funny.
pretty
It was
funny.
That's fine.
I'm just like,
Pretty
what,
funny.
what sucks is like Lindsay didn't survey the room and go, I'm going for it. She's in the corner of the room looking at no one's there, and I'm like, fuck me. They were great, that dude.
Dude,
Hey,
then
awesome.
then they came and watched us play.
They shook my hand goodbye. I don't know.
I didn't even. Michael
It can't get
during
worse for me.
Vicious Summer, guys.
Oh,
It can.
okay.
Funniest fucking thing ever.
That was pretty happy.
He
Fiona
was-
was
dude.
crying.
He looked like
I
a
have
Smurf
never-
jizz in his mouth.
No,
I
it was
have
asshole.
never
It wasn't
laughed.
What are we
It was
talking
asshole.
about?
It's his
You
ass.
weren't here. It was when you were
It was
not coming to work.
vicious,
It was vicious summer.
vicious summer. So Michael decides to put paint like this, like all around,
So,
like
we
a
had
child eating
teams.
pasta.
Oh, I saw a picture
Yeah,
of this.
we had teams, and a lot of people did like markings on their face.
I
So
did
I just took a
whiskers.
huge wet blob and just smeared it on my lips. And I mean, it was like
No, you don't
wet,
understand,
like it was like
Dude.
shit
You
on my
don't
face.
He had like, yeah.
No, that's not even it.
not even it.
That's
That's not
later.
even it. That's
that,
not even
that
it.
actually,
I have.
as I spread it, it got thinner.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Michael.
Dude, he had a bandana too, so he just looked like he just got into his
rodeo
mom,
clown.
like his
Yeah.
mom's cooked
So,
pie.
Yeah, like you literally
I was-
blueberry pie was supposed to
I
eat.
was standing over there in the
Oh,
studio,
man.
and there's like 50 people here, and Fiona's way over there, and she would like turn and look at me, and then just like look down and look away, and I'd just be like, "Why won't you look at me?" And she was just looking like this across the whole room.
The thing that happened was that Michael was next to me, and I was like, "Oh, let me tell him something." So I tap his shoulder. He turns around, and you just see this big blue thing, and I lost it. I was just like, "No way!" So every time he looked at me, I started crying, and I started taking pictures of him like in the corners. Like
You just
weird
take pictures and
corners,
send
like,
them to me. Like,
You
all
showed
night.
me. You showed me the creep pictures you took when Michael's like hiding in the dark. And he's got the blue face,
You
and
don't
I said,
see anything, but you
"Please."
sort of see this.
"Someone edit that into it, so he's Pennywise."
Yeah.
Just hiding with the kids, like.
So I smeared it on, and everybody's like, "Hey, did you blow a Smurf?" And I just go, "No, I licked its asshole." And they were just
I
like,
mean, they're taking a bath.
well, "I didn't know."
They're not-
Oh shit!
Which-
I tried to make a dick joke, and you turned it on
Which
me.
is
So I
funny to
just
me.
kept saying it.
Sucking a dick, a-okay, funny joke. Eating ass, whoa.
Yeah, well, you're taking
Whoa,
it. You're
whoa,
taking it
whoa,
like.
whoa,
It's not for everybody.
The thing
It's
about
not
it
for
is like a
everybody.
clean dick versus a clean ass is different, but it's like a clean dick versus poop in the butt is the implication. Like,
Well, yeah.
When you got stuff
if I've
smeared.
got smeared, it's like this is Smurf feces on
Yeah.
my face because I licked their assholes, and
A
people would
dirty
go,
sentence.
"All right."
Look at Michael.
It was.
Michael, how much is it? Look how shiny it
I
is.
went like this, too. I
He
went like
put
this. I
so
went-
much, and then he
was
started
so
hiding
wet.
the blue paint. He started
I
hiding
took
it.
He gave it
Because
to
I
me to
kept
hide
adding
too.
more and more throughout the night.
Ninja's
Bring it
gone.
back.
Yeah.
Ninja left Twitch, went to Mixer, so now I will monopolize Twitch. My Twitch name is Linja. Please follow me.
Hey, no, because there's porn,
It's a
and
lie.
that's gonna
She does
take more
not have a
views.
Twitch.
Sounds
That's
offensive
gonna take
almost.
more
I don't know
views
why.
from you.
Offensive.
Oh no,
The
something
porn-
about it.
The porn's gonna take your views.
No, porn will.
shit, you're
you'll
right.
I
get
mean,
views
Twitch is
from
becoming porn.
Unless I add to the
Why?
porn.
When? How do I watch
There's
this?
literally porn. on
Go
Twitch.
to Google
Go to
and type porn.
Ninjas.
Just go to
you'll
Google.
get
Type
it.
on. You'll need to watch it on Twitch.
Speaking of porn, I told
It's
Gavin he
funner
could
on
paint me.
Twitch.
But he'd have to buy me a Speedo first.
What is that?
A
to do with
Speedo?
porn?
Huh? Because it's gonna look bad.
Jeremy.
The thumbnail's look
Jeremy,
bad.
I will put in so
Yeah,
much
been
money
working out.
into this effort. Shut your mouth. And so that you can have the side one that we talked about, where it's like the Speedo, but it only goes over one hip.
I'm
She's
in.
done.
What does
I'm
that
in.
even mean?
Last episode.
It's something that defies physics. So it's like
Does
a.
it
Can you
grab
pull it up,
onto your
broadcast?
crotch and
I don't know how it
Yeah.
stays in place. I have no idea.
I literally, Speedos are my nightmare.
Why is that?
Because I did swimming competitively. So
yeah.
I would see,
Oh, yeah.
I would
I did
see
that too.
Yeah.
men.
Packages.
What was
I
your-
mean,
It was like
nothing.
that swimming pool was like UPS.
It's yeah.
Well, and they
we
shave
have to wear
everything, so they're,
really, really tight.
oh yeah, and they'll just be like, I mean,
Like
they'd be
Ken
buff
dolls?
too.
Yeah.
And
You can't have dragon.
Oh no, that won't be me.
The coach would be like,
actually
"You
should
guys
have.
got to
Yeah.
shave your arms and your legs."
Oh, bro, I had
and
to
was-
shave everything.
I had no hair, so he was
I mean,
like,
wax?
"You're fine."
Shave it all. Yep.
Oh,
absolutely.
that'll be the start to the video. I'll just go get a full body wax.
Oh, you will,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my God, that's so funny that you say that because you will die.
Yeah,
It's true.
You
I'm
will
sure I
literally-
will.
You'll be crying.
Oh
dude.
my
You'll
God.
scream
What was your
and
favorite
cry.
stroke? Did you have a
What?
favorite stroke or a specialty?
Freestyle was my best.
Freestyle.
Shout out.
But
Freestyle.
but butterfly was my
Butterfly.
favorite.
Lindsay, I mean, I like the movie, but Lindsay's a huge Fifth Element fan.
Jurassic Park is my favorite movie.
Multi-pass.
Fifth Element's like right here.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
like one of her
Right here.
favorite films.
Yeah.
So I saw that Alamo does these, awesome screenings of like old films. And I was like, oh fuck, she'd love to go to that. And I bought a ticket to it. And they do, movie parties, and they do like quote-alongs where like you're encouraged to
Sing-alongs
quote the
too.
movie, sing-alongs.
Yeah.
They do like
good time.
Like
kids
dress up
movies
stuff,
where
yeah.
it's like, yo, this is a free-for-all. Kids are allowed. So like you can't complain. People are yelling and screaming because you
You're
can bring your
showing
I
3-year-old.
did the Space Jam cereal party.
Right, you
Awesome.
get
It was
cereal.
awesome.
That's cool. That's all fine if you want to go to that. I didn't realize I bought that. Like I thought it was just Fifth Element. We got there, we walked into the theater, and they're like, "Yo, here's your cap guns," and I went, "Fuck."
Yeah, let's be clear. Everything
Fuck.
Michael just said, he hates all
I hate
of
it. I hate
So-
it. It's fine. I just don't go to it.
I don't blame
I just
you.
don't go to it. Because that's what I love about Alamo. Alamo was like, hey, thanks for coming, but
but
if you talk,
we
get
were
the
already
fuck out.
We were already there, Fiona.
Sit down,
so
shut
I'm
the
like,
fuck up.
yeah. Michael's like,
I was just like, I'm gonna take the cap gun and blow my brains out. So like they're like, here, take your cap gun. I was like,
That's
I'm
graphic.
good. I'm
Right.
good.
Too
I'm
much.
good. Like I didn't take it.
Too much.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna fucking lose it if people just go wilding out during this film. Like that's what I love about Alamo. That's every movie I've ever been to in my life in New Jersey. People yelling and screaming and hooping and hollering, and like
Yeah.
Alamo's just like quiet.
Yo,
I
and-
love that.
Yo, in New York,
That's just- yeah.
oh my god!
Oh, forget about
when
it.
you go up like Upper East.
That's
I mean, you
that's
can't
called
one
watch the
shuts
movie.
up.
that's
Yeah.
called the movie.
Yeah.
People are like, yo, shit, man, watch out. Like,
I didn't see it coming.
That's
yeah.
the movie.
That's literally
And
that.
then here's what happens. If you say something, you're gonna get into a fight.
Yeah,
That's what
oh,
it is.
absolutely.
You go, quiet, and they're like, I'll kill you.
Yo, I'll kill you.
That's
and then
how
they
it works.
stand up.
So you
and
just
then
sit there
you're-
and you go, and you watch the movie.
I learned that when we saw Django. And where was it?
We saw Django
Bro,
in
somewhere in
New Jersey,
we saw
like
Django in South Plainsfield, New Jersey, and
We were the three white
we
people
were
in the audience.
Lindsay and a friend of mine. We were the only 3 white people in the entire theater, and Lindsay was like, "Is this okay? Like we're seeing Django, and it's like the end."
How
I don't
does
blame
it
you.
feel,
Like,
Michael?
I mean, I live
How
there.
does
I don't-
it feel to have the tables turned on you,
I
Michael?
live there.
I
It doesn't
totally-
mean nothing. She's from Texas.
I was halfway to stand
And
up
they're
and
like,
I'm sorry.
2 seconds
I'm
in Django's
sorry.
they're like N-word, and Lindsay's like sinking in, and we're singing like, oh my god, and I'm like, it's the movie, it's fine, but like the whole
were the
movie theater is
times.
like talking, everybody's yelling and
I
screaming.
don't, I don't blame them because that movie, like when I was watching it, I was like I had to like.
Yep.
We were no joke.
I was, like,
sold
about
out
to fight
theater.
someone.
Sold out theater. The only 3 white people in the theater, and Lindsay's white guilt was crushing
that's
her
Hardcore.
like into the floor. And like half the theater was like, "Don't do it! Don't watch out! Watch out!" And Lindsay's just like, "Is this what movies are like?" And I'm like, "Outside
that's
of
a
Alamo,
yikes.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a
This is what the movie is
Oh.
like."
The best part was
so-
the woman, behind us. They talk about Alexander Dumas in the film at some point. Wrote 3 Musketeers. They mentioned that, and the woman behind me goes, "He Russian." I'm like, "He is French."
She's just like,
He Russian.
She goes, he Russian. And Lindsay's like, well, he's French. I go, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Quiet. Quiet.
I'm sorry.
We're lucky we were here. Quiet. So
I come to America
we,
for many reasons.
we
about
get the
Frenchmen.
cap guns and all that. I'm angry just sitting in my seat. And thankfully, somebody from Alamo came out and they're like, hey, blah, 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 you have the props. And they're like, don't be dickheads and fucking shoot them when they're like, only use the cap guns during the scenes where people are shooting guns. Don't just be popping them during the movie. Don't be fucking around, this and that, whatever.
But that's
Like,
so
okay, cool.
stupid to even give that
It is.
option.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Oh
is.
my
But
God.
I'll give credit. The movie starts like everybody's fine. Nobody's fucking with anything. I'm like, wow, this is actually not bad or nobody, whatever. Dude, no joke. The first scene where like Luke Perry, it's like the opening scene with Luke
Yeah.
Perry,
Yeah.
and he's got like this like whatever the early
Like a
50s
single
or whatever,
shot
and he's
gun.
got like some old World War
Yeah.
I or II gun. He pulls out the gun. It's like the second he pulls the trigger, 800 people like. Like these motherfuckers in the theater were like shaking,
so true.
holding their guns ready, and the second it stopped, they all just were like, "Okay, guns away." But it was like
Pretty good.
every
Dude,
single
that's
scene.
exactly
Bruce
what I was
Willis would be
doing.
like, and then the whole theater would go, and the second the scene stopped, they would just put their guns away and stop. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's pretty funny though.
That's how it
It did bother
goes.
me. I was like,
I knew
It
the
was
movie,
wild.
and then Jack hasn't seen the movie in a while, so I'd be like, "Get your gun ready, get your gun ready, get your gun ready." And he'd be like this, and then he'd be like, and I'm like, "Stop! All right, time to reload."
Reload.
Right.
I'll be back in. And I was like,
I
wait
went
till
to,
the next
uh,
scene.
you'd see like after a scene, some motherfucker like fucking with his gun, like mine didn't go off. What's wrong with it? And he's like trying to fuck with the caps or whatever.
100%.
Like, oh shit, I missed my chance.
Jack had that moment. She was like, "It's not working." I was like, "Bad cap, reload, reload, reload."
Alfredo's like, give me your gun, dual wield.
Bad cap.
I love Lewis's,
I mean, that's true.
Lewis's love for Marvel in general, and then mythology is beautiful because I love mythology. I usually get in discussions with people online about it, especially because our kids are named after mythological goddesses.
What?
Yeah, surprise.
Yes. Why did Michael, of all people, said what?
Oh, he knows.
Why are you telling me
He says he
now?
knows.
So I remember one conversation I was having with a fan. I mentioned, I think it was Luna's name, and they were going on about some mythology, and Lewis like hopped in and was like, actually, if you look here, this
That's some anime shit. That's some anime
Lewis,
shit.
no. Anime, if you push your glasses up, you use the middle finger.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So you-
And then it turns
Lewis-
black. Like you don't even see
Oh, and then yeah, it goes
Lewis
opaque.
went like this. This is what Lewis did. He went like this, and then he did the drink.
Oh,
He did.
the drip.
And then he went, eh.
Oh.
That
Look,
one, that one.
Lewis, Jackie, and I, we have a routine. Every Wednesday, 5 o'clock on the dot, we hop in the car, go down to the comic book shop, get the latest issues of comics that we're reading. Then we go to a nice little cafe. We get chicken katsu with a block
It's a
of rice.
very specific
Chicken
cafe if
katsu.
Lewis is involved.
Well, it is because he has to get his cold brew.
He's
but
a
luckily,
piece of shit.
He'll make us go. He'll make you go half
It's
an
like,
hour
yo, it's
away.
cool. It's 40 miles
It's
away.
40
Let's
miles
go.
away, but I gotta get my brew.
I'm gonna get a cup of coffee this big. It's
They're
a
like,
2-ounce cup.
McDonald's is right there.
You're like,
right
no,
there.
it's got to be from this specific place.
Pain
Luckily,
in the ass.
the place has like katsu with a block of rice, so I get that. Lewis gets his coffee, Jackie
The
gets her
weeb
food,
shit.
and then we're sitting there. We talk comics, we read comics, and then we go about our way. That's my Wednesdays.
This is beyond
Peanuts.
me.
I'm gonna point this out.
Jeremy,
on my
I'm so
live
sorry.
chat.
Jeremy, tell us about your day.
No, I'm just saying.
Fuck Jeremy's day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sarah was broken up about that.
Dude, she was losing it about MCU. The probably like, okay, I like Spider-Man, I like the MCU. In the grand scheme of things, I don't give a shit. I go to the movies. I see good movies. I see trash movies. I like going to the movies.
Yeah.
The most enjoyment I've got has been people losing their minds about Spider-Man. Like their life is over now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man may not be in the MCU if they don't come to a deal. Now even that's a little bit ahead of people are like, that's it, he's out. He's out. And I'm like, you know how long it takes to make movies
Michael
though?
came into the post room office and came in and was like, it was like looking around because Sarah was just screaming.
Yeah.
And so
She was,
and
like,
then-
writhing on
And
the
then
floor
Michael
almost.
looks at me and is like you know, like, was she been screaming? And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, because Fiona sat next to Sarah. I looked at Fiona like, how's it going? And Fiona was just like,
I'm out of it.
When you were
No.
telling me about it, actually, it was the
I
funniest
love
that
part.
was the
Sarah.
best part. So like, Sarah's like, it's bullshit. It doesn't
I
make any
love
sense.
Sarah.
She's like writhing
love-
on the floor, like, no.
I get her
no."
because
I mean,
it's
yeah,
like,
she loves.
She's
I
freaking
know.
out.
Spider-Man.
It's like your
I get it.
favorite
And
hero and it's
I'm like,
gone.
I'm
Like,
polling the
basically.
room that works with Sarah.
sure?
Like,
I'm fine.
I'm polling the room, like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Blah, 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 blah. And, like, on my way out, because Ashley sits right next to the door,
Yeah.
on my way out, I say to Ashley, I go, hey, how are you handling this? Like, she's in the middle of editing GTA. She got her headphones on. I go, hey, how's the, Spider-Man's not in the MCU. Like, how you handling it? You all right? And she takes one headphone on and goes, well, it's kind of hard to edit, but I'm managing.
I love Ashley so much.
Awesome. Cold-blooded.
Ashley's amazing.
She was just like, yeah, Sarah's screaming, but I'm trying. Next week will be pre-taped because of the holiday on Monday. I don't really understand why that makes a difference, but sure.
And then a pop that.
It's not like you gotta come in Monday to edit the episode.
This is a mess. I feel so bad for you guys. I have to clean this.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da!
Cut.